with Amy Wagner, who is an award-winning Homerama and Bellarmine Showcase designer. Thanks for joining us, Amy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And we're here today in a house that you staged.
Yes.
Amy, why should someone consider staging their home?
Well, you really want the buyer to be able to see how the furniture will fit in particular rooms. If the house is vacant, they can see the architectural features, but they may not really understand how their furniture is going to fit in a space. So it's important for the homeowner or the buyer to be able to see the furniture in place and know how they could place their furniture and already have that plan in place for when they move in.
And so how do you know specifically what's going to turn someone off and what will not?
Well, that's fortunately one of my certifications. I have 2 certifications in staging, and one of them is expert psychological staging, which taught me what the emotional triggers are to turn them away or pull them into a house. And one of those triggers to push them away would be personal photos, as well as, let's say, a coffee cup sitting on a counter, or your shaver in the shower, or your jewelry laying out. Those are all personal items that when a buyer comes into a house and they see your personal things in the house, they feel like they are invading your space, someone else's space. And we want the buyer to feel like this is their home. We want them to have an emotional attachment to that house and want to sit down and sign a contract. So we want to take those emotional triggers away. We want to neutralize the space so that it is an emotional trigger to pull them into the house.
What are some of the things that people need to know at home? If they have the house for sale and they want to try to do it on their own before hiring you, what are the things that they should consider?
Yes, they could at least go ahead and put away all their personal photos. That's an easy thing. Go ahead and buy containers and bins to have ready to, let's say when they're going to show the house, pull all of their personal things out of their showers and bathtubs and have an empty spot underneath their bath counters to tuck those things away when it's time to show a house, or take their photos for their online listings. The other thing that I always like to recommend is their personal papers and medications and that kind of thing, to have a duffel bag or a cooler or something in a closet that is empty and available to pull all of their papers and bills and that kind of thing off of a desk or workspace, and just be able to tuck that away in a closet so that it's safe and secure, and then when they come back home they can live again. When you're listing a house, you still have to be able to live.
Yes.
But realistically you need it to be clear and free for showings and listings. You don't want people to know where you go to the doctor or what your American Express bill is, and that's just a little tip. So.
Yes, it's very things that you don't think about.
Yeah.
And so removing the personal items also helps the person that's selling the house detach themselves from the house, doesn't it?
Yes, you really need to go ahead and detach from the home. It's not your house anymore, and that's your goal. You want to sell it. So go ahead and start that emotional process of removing yourself from the home. It's not going to be yours anymore, so go ahead and accept that, and part of that process is packing your personal thing. And that's something that we offer with our moving management services. I tell people, don't spend more than 2 hours at a time packing. Spend 2 hours, take a break, go to Starbucks, have a glass of wine.
All right, well, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here with us. That wraps up another episode of Your Kentuckiana Home. Be sure to tune in next week for more.